Hi everyone, good evening. How are we today? I hope we're all good. How's your day been? How's your week been? Hope it hasn't been as amazing as mine has been. How are we today? Just one or two of you just tell me how you're doing. How's your day going? How's your week been? Talk to me. How you doing? Then can we just recap one or two things? What have we learned this past week? Can't remember anything we said on Monday. Let's even see the people that are serious in class. Can one or two of us just say one or two things that we talked about last week before we dive in for what we have for today? Amazing, amazing. Actually, Ajake, that's amazing. We talked about responsive design. So, what did you learn about responsive design? What do you remember about responsive design? I'm not seeing any comment. So, okay, 4 C's of responsive design. Amazing. Who else wants to say what they learned? Okay, good. How responsive design improves your interface and how it's you designing, understanding that this website or this application is going to be viewed on different devices. Yes, it reduces the stress of designing different things for different design devices. You could just have one design that is adaptable to different devices. All of us are just saying 4 C's of response. What are the 4 C's of responsive design? I want to see the details. Do any of us want to attempt the 4 C's of responsive design? Yes, yes. All right. With that being said, we're already 5 minutes in. All right. So today, and I have a special announcement at the end of this class. So I hope we can all wait till the end. And depending, I might say it in between, I might say it at the end, I might say it as I'm starting now. So stay tuned, stay glued to your screen. Don't go and drop your phone somewhere and say you're in class. So because this is going to be is going to determine the next days that we're going to be having. We're already halfway through and it's coming to an end, but we want to do something before it ends. So stay tuned before I say the announcement. Because this announcement is very, 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 very important. All right. Yeah, thank you, Heritage. The first is content, context, compatibility, and conversion. All right. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Regina. All right. Okay. So today we're going to be looking at collaboration and communication in design. And yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at. So, do any of us, what do you think this is about? What do you understand by collaboration? What do you understand by communication? Do any of us want to attempt before I dive in? And today, I hope we can have an interactive session. Maybe all of us can come on Figma and just try out different collaboration, let's say tools that is on the app. I hope we've all, I mean, if you have not created Figma at this point, I don't know what to say to you. So I hope we all have Figma accounts and maybe maybe the first 10 or the first 20 that can access the link when the time comes. We could just do a small practical and see how it goes. All right, so do any of us want to attempt defining what collaboration or communication in design is? Or maybe even just the word collaboration or the word communication. All right, Lizzie Wonder, creative Lizzie Wonder. Working together as a team to achieve a goal, mostly on a particular file or project. That's good. Can we have another person who wants to attempt? Yes, coming together to create something. Exactly. Debbie, collaboration has to do with how design communicates and connects. How design I think there's a gap in that definition. Collaboration or Malone Twain. Collaboration is the act of connecting with like minds to achieve a common goal. Okay, that's good. Like brainstorming and things like that. All right, so let's dive right in. Okay, so today's agenda, we're going to be looking at collaboration, tools for collaboration, communication and its importance, key communication skills, and lastly, we're going to have our Slido test, our cliche test. What's the word? One of a kind test we always have at the end of our class, and then before or after, I'll make the big announcement. All right, so let's start with collaboration. So I think before we start, it's good to establish that collaboration and communication are vital in product design. And this ensures that all voices are heard, ideas are shared, and it leads to an increase in project efficiency, driving better results. So, why do we need to collaborate? Why do we need to communicate to get the results, to get the job done? And not just to get the job done, but to get the job done efficiently such that everybody's on the same page, everybody's following all the rules, all the requirements are met, all the feedback is accounted for, and everything goes smoothly as should. All right, so that's literally what collaboration and communication, and that's why it's vital in product design. So we'll just be diving a bit deep into both of them, and let's see how it goes. All right, so what is collaboration? Collaboration is simply um where all the stakeholders, I mean, right now we know what stakeholders are. These are the users, product managers, the business owners, developers, marketing teams, I mean, everybody and everything related to the product you are developing. Everybody that influences it and is influenced by it, those are your stakeholders. So this is where all the stakeholders come together to design projects that meet user needs. So whatever product you're working on, and we can even like the picture, we can take WhatsApp as an example. So when they were creating WhatsApp, everybody sat down. Even before the users came in, obviously, they sat down, okay, want to create something, want to do so and so, or maybe from research they realized that, oh, this is a problem everybody is facing, let's do this solution. And then one will be like, do we have the money to do this thing? Another will be like, okay, let's do this thing. Another will be like, okay, if we do this thing, oh yeah, you handle research on this side, you handle this one, you are the developer, you are the front end, you are so everything, and then over time, as they keep brainstorming, as they work together at different stage of the design process, if be it maybe when they are testing, when they are developing the user persona, when they are doing the low fidelity wireframe or whatever, there's like a consistent communication and working together, and at the end of the day, we have a perfect product. All right. So, what are the types of collaboration? We've looked at the definition of collaboration. We've looked at why collaboration and communication is important. So, what are the types of collaboration? And there are various types. I think there are two major types, and there are like other types. All right. So, the first one is cross functional teams. So these are where different people in their different fields come together to work on a product, on a digital product. So this is where we have the users, the product managers, everybody literally from different teams bringing in their wealth of experience. Like the legal team will come and say, oh, is it legal for them to maybe have an account that can, okay, let's say a bank account now. So maybe without the utility bill and maybe means of identification, they shouldn't be able to move around maybe more than 50,000. 50,000 should be the limit they can spend. Maybe when they now produce their utility bill and utility bill and identification number, they can now move as much as maybe 5 million, 10 million, depending on the rules. So legal teams is the one that will tell the UI UX designer or the product designer that no, you cannot have this flow, you have to use a different flow because of the government or because of the policies. Investor too will say, this does not align with our goals. We wanted something that can send this. So our own focus is transactions that are 5 million. So you that are even suggesting 50,000, this has nothing to do with what we're creating. We're not creating for the small people, we're creating for big people. There are no small big people, but you get what I mean. And then developer will come that even all of you that even are giving 50 and 5, before I will code this thing to life, it will take me like 3 weeks. So do we have 3 weeks to wait? So that's how it works basically. So everybody comes together, and I mean they talk and they um brainstorm and they figure it out. So cross-functional teams, these when they literally come together to work on an idea or work on a product. Then we have, and I mean, a real world example is Apple. So Apple has its team on live team. Everybody sit down. You're the oga, you're the boss, you're the second oga. Everybody sits down, brainstorm, and then over time, which is the next one we are looking at, is maybe remotely. So maybe someone in US is communicating with someone in London, communicating with someone in Nigeria, and all of them are working on the same product. So there's that as well. So that brings us to the next one. So that's remote collaboration. So the first one is most likely all of them are literally physically in the same room. And then the second one is I might not even know how you look like throughout my stay in the company. I just know I'm talking to somebody that has this name and it helps me get the job done. So that's remote collaboration. So yeah, now you're utilizing digital tools. The first one you might not need any digital tool, just talk. Okay, use paper and biro or a board or whatever. But this one, you actually depend on digital tools to be able to work effectively with team members across different locations. So this allows for graphically dispersed teams to collaborate effectively. And what do they use? They use Figma, they use Slack, they use FigJam, Miro, different platforms, Notion, and the list goes on. So, and even down to Google Meets and the others. So these are where people across the world or in different locations collaborate together on a work, and through platforms they're able to effectively collaborate. So they're not in the same room, but they can point out, okay, on this design change this, or this is my view on this design, or they can be like a presentation or a demo, and they'll be like, okay, this flow works, this flow does not work, why do we have to go through this flow? And then everybody puts in their input and things like that. And yeah, so now we've those are the main one, physical and remote collaboration. So other types are now diving into, so this could either be a physical or a remote collaboration, but it's now the designer talking to different people. So that's what we're going to be looking at now. I hope we're all on the same page. I hope we're all on the same page. The silence in the comments is loud. Okay. All right. Thank you, Joy. All right. Let me go on. So now the different types, which I mean could be remote, could be physical. So we have the designer to designer. So take for example on a project, there are more than one designer. Like maybe you can have like two or three product designers working on it. And definitely you need to work together because one person might have a different design style, although definitely there should be a design system everybody's following. But one person might think, oh, this is the way we should go about it, and be going on that way. Another person will think this is the, or all of them will even be working on the same design, and they don't know they're working on the same design when they could maybe be effective working on different, maybe modules or sections of the application. Do you get? So there's the need to come together and be like, what should we do? How should we work? Or should we even could work together? So yeah, go and search, let's look for inspiration online. Let's bring all maybe pictures of everything. So maybe come on a call. Let me give an example. Everybody can come on a call. Then maybe the team leader will be like the coordinator, like the design leader will be like the coordinator and be like, oh, okay, everybody go and search for inspiration, bring your inspiration maybe to an empty page on Figma, and then let everybody choose which one they like or could fit. And then again they'll be like, okay, what are the, let's outline the architecture, let's spell out the information architecture, what is actually needed in this app in regards to the request and the solution they're bringing on board, and then everybody works on it, and they're like, okay, you work on this, you work on this. So okay, everybody try like two or three different styles to represent this section, and then we pick the best one. So depending on whatever it is, you want to talk together. And then it's not just the designers, like a case where maybe there are UI designers and there are UX designers. The I mean, you can't even, what is the UI designer designing when you're not talking to the UX designer? Or what's the UX designer trying to produce? Like, even if you know the flow, nobody ever sees that flow if you don't talk to the UI designer. So apart from in-house talk, designer talking, like two designers, like maybe there are two UI designers who talk between themselves. There's also the UI designers talking with the UX designers. So that's like the designer to designer collaboration. So they'll talk between each other, and they talk with the motion designer, visual designer, interaction designer. These are in companies where they're actually like unique roles, and not jack of all trade, one person, that the same UI designer is the UX designer, is the motion designer, is the visual designer. So those are um that's literally designer to designer collaboration. So it ensures consistency, and it ensures balance with functionality, as well as brainstorming, and then giving room for innovative solutions. Imagine if just one person that just figuring it out. The person is having a bad day, will just pick the first thing that he sees and just go on. There might not be room to start saying, and what if there's like pressure on the deadline? There might not be room to start saying, oh, let me try this unique design. Like, person will be like, let me just do this thing and go, which is no good. So when you're working with other people, they can bring in, they're like, oh, I saw this site. Oh, I saw this site. Oh, yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. Oh, okay. Your idea is good, but we could even make it better adding this and get better results. So that's designer to designer collaboration. The next is designer developer collaboration. So this is where the UI UX designers and front end or back end developers collaborate. So when you now have your designs out, and I think I mentioned this in the UI, maybe UI principles or so. Yeah, maybe UI principles. So when you're done with your design, you hand over to the developers. Because if you designed a very beautiful thing, a really awesome solution, and the developers can't bring it to life, or they take it upon themselves to replace, maybe bring in other solutions because they were not able to implement what you created, there'll be it won't be the same thing, and you might not achieve the results you want. So it might have you going back and starting again, and so many in betweens. So it's better even from the beginning. You're already talking with the developers. They're telling you what works, what doesn't work, or maybe they're like, okay, we can maybe learn and actually expand and create this, or they can understand your point of view, like why you insist that okay, this word has to be there, because to you it might be like, oh, this word is important for this flow, and to them they're like, this word is like extra stress, like I don't see it doing anything. But if both of you or all of you are able to be in a meeting and you're able to explain maybe in your presentation that okay, so this word is here, maybe to call the user's eyes to this point of the screen, the developers understand that, oh, okay, that's why this word is there. It's not just plainly there, or maybe this word is there, it's supposed to be bouncing, so it's not just a stagnant word, like it's a word that actually moves. So all those loopholes are covered. And if they're like, oh, we can't do this, it's now like, okay, what can we use to replace it? And then the conversation goes on and on. So you want something that they can easily translate into code, and regular communication is vital for solving design or technical challenges. Right, so the next one is the designer to product manager collaboration. So in most cases, the product managers are the ones that they'll define it, like they're handling the product, so they're like in charge. They look at all everything about the product, even down to um maybe even down to like how would it do well in the market. And but then most especially they're responsible for like defining the products, that okay, this is what you should create, these are the actions we need to get done. So I say sometimes the product managers actually help with the UX process, But yeah, they are kind of like ensuring the product is developed. Like this thing comes out at the end of the day. That's their job. Just like project managers. Project manager might not be the architect, project manager might not be the bricklayer, but his own is this building must be here by the end of this year. I don't know how you want to do it, but I want to see it. And this building must be strong, and this building must have everything and the right color of paint and the right color of everything. So that's like the manager, basically, or the overseer. So maybe not manager, because product manager is like a literal job, but they're the ones that oversee. They work with the designers, they work with the developers to ensure that the product comes out well as should, and then they definitely give user stories and other things to support the development of the product or the designing of the product. So definitely designer has to work with them, review with them, go through flows with them, that okay, this is a flow we have, and the product manager will be like, oh, add this because products out there, this is what helps them, or remove this, we don't need this. Or I understand from the developers that this flow, because of what customers used to say, let's remove this so that we'll not have problem in the future. You as the designer don't know that, because you might not necessarily talk to the customers directly. You as the designer, or in cases where you're everybody, you talk to the customer, but places where you're only doing design job, you probably not talk with the customers. Maybe that's the UX research person or the product manager or whoever in the company really, and then they give you feedback. So working with the product manager is really, really important. And then it also ensures that the design supports the overall product strategy. So this prioritize features effectively. So features are prioritized, user pain points are let's say addressed, and business objectives, everything is aligned and business objectives are met as well. So the designer really, really needs to work with the product manager. Okay, so the next one is designer and UX researcher. I mean, everything, I keep saying this, whatever you're doing, everything and everything is for the user, about the user, to the user. So if the product researcher is giving information about the user, I mean, that's what you work with and that's what you use. And that's why you need to work with the UX researcher. So um this is a collaboration with them, and then you're able to gather insights and data that will inform your design decisions. And then it helps them to base their decisions definitely on data, understand user behaviors, the pain points, and their needs. So you're actually deliberately designing, and not just designing from the top of your head, like you're working with real data and things like that. Then we have the client designer collaboration. So this is where the designer talks with the client. So clients now could be, client is literally your user or business owner. Sorry, client is literally your user. So now clients are two things. Clients could be, if you are freelancing, the person that brought the job to you is your client. If you are working for a company, the company is kind of your client. Yeah, because they could be a user, but they might not be the only user. I hope that makes sense. There's designer user if you end up in that area of design or in the process of design. But client is like yoga. Maybe I should use that word. Yeah, yoga basically. So um you need to talk with the person that owns the business, or the person that is paying you for the business, basically, because they're the owner. They're the ones that are like, I want something that, maybe if we use WhatsApp now, I want something that sends a message. So the client can come, or the business owner can come and be like, "Ah, yes, this can communicate with people, but this sending message is not what I saw. My own sending message was send message with balloon at the side with emoji flying, and this is not what I'm looking at." So you can go the extra mile to explain that if we put balloon and we put emoji to be distracting, and that message can be lost underneath all the design and motion graphics. Or you can say that, oh, it's true, I forgot, I should have added that, and then you go back and add your balloon and add everything. So that's why it's important to talk with the clients as a designer. So it ensures that your final design aligns with the client's vision, their business goals, and target audience. And then it keeps the clients engaged. Not that the clients will be in the dark and they literally don't know what's happening. You should try. I mean, communication is not easy. Even myself, I'm guilty, but it's something we should work on, especially when you're working with clients or working with like in a company. Like you should be able to be like, oh, this is why this hasn't been done, or this is a challenge we're facing, or this is what we have. Is this good? Should we continue? Should we go back? Are you satisfied with what you see? And obviously, in presentation, you explain why you chose certain things or you did certain things, things like that. So you need to keep the client engaged throughout the whole design process. Then I think this is the last one: design critiques and peer reviews. So this collaboration between designers and peers to review to review and critique design work. So when everything is done, you can just show your random person, oh, what do you think? Did you try doing this and let me watch you? Like, it's not really like a proper it's not really like a proper feedback loop, whatever. It's just literally maybe you in your office and you're like, oh, come and look at this, what do you think? Or maybe you have other designer friends or other designer people you're working with and you're like, oh, just maybe they are working on a different project and you're like, oh, come give me your insights, what do you think? Do you understand what you see? And things like that. So that's kind of what design critics and peer reviews are. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, Buki, you're right. Product managers are caretakers. Literally, they're like I said, the event managers. Literally, they just ensure everything goes right in regards to the product. So before I go on to the next phase, are we all together? Do you understand what I've said? Have I lost you? Is it boring? Let me know because we still have a lot to cover today. Are we good? Okay, thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Grace. Okay, so okay. So give me a minute before I go on. All right. So next one is importance of diverse perspectives. Importance of diverse perspectives. Importance of diverse perspectives. So why do we have different people on a team? Like why do we have different people working together on a team? Literally. So the reason why we have different people working together on a team is we want more inclusive user-centered products by creating and integrating different viewpoints, which leads to better problem solving, innovation, and a design that caters to a broader audience. So a case where we get inputs from everyone. That was a mistake. Case where we get inputs from everyone, we have a more inclusive, user-centered product, basically, because someone that has seen something will say, "Oh, I saw this." Someone that has been in another country, be like, "Oh, this is what they do over there. We can try this in Nigeria. It works well there. We can apply this solution." And then we have a broader mindset. We have a broader view. We have a broader solution, basically. Okay, so let's move on. So what are the tools for collaboration? So tools for collaboration basically is okay. All right, sorry about that. There was a brief. I had to attend to something urgent. All right, so let's continue. So, what are the tools for collaboration? Okay, so when it comes to collaboration, definitely, especially if it's remote collaboration, you need tools, you need platforms to easily do these things. Yeah. Okay. So, these platforms or these softwares help design teams and stakeholders to work together efficiently. It allows them to share ideas, manage the whole design process, have real time communication, have a design feedback, prototyping, handoff, project management. So I know through this classes we've looked at FigJam. We've seen how FigJam can help with collaboration. We've seen how Figma can help with collaboration. And I actually wanted to try something like, let's do a little let's say assignment now live. So for everyone, maybe you guys can be getting ready and then we'll just try it before the class goes out. Okay, so everyone here, I believe you have Figma. So for those that can turn on their they can use their laptop or are using their laptop, can you just go on to Figma and log in? I'll be sending a link now. So while that is on, I'll continue the class. So when a lot of people join, then we'll now do a small interactive assignment. So a link will be shared with you in the group now for you to join this Figma page, and then we'll have a small interaction. All right, so while that is going on, I'll just be talking about tools for collaboration. So yeah, definitely when you're talking with your maybe project manager or you're talking with your developer, you want to be able to show them in real time what you've done. So maybe if you're in a stage where you have not yet prototype, you're seeing the wireframing stage, they can come live on Figma, they can spotlight you, and then you can just maybe be on a call, even on a call on Figma. And that's another reason why I love Figma. It's really the free version of Figma, which is so awesome. You can be on a call or they can spotlight you. Then I don't know if the free or the paid that has the voice call, and then you can literally talk to them, run them through, ask for feedback. Or if you don't want to use Figma, you can use Google Meet, you can use Slack, you can have a Slack huddle that's like a call through Slack, and then you can just show them through, and they'll be like, oh, okay, this works, this does not work. And to track we have Slack, we have FigJam. FigJam, of course, we've established that for brainstorming majorly, while Figma is for like the actual design. And then we have Zeppelin, there's InVision, and then definitely there's Google Meet for demos or presentation. And I think that's like more user friendly. Like if you say, okay, Google Meet or Zoom, those ones can be like for your stakeholders that don't necessarily know how Slack works or how Figma works, like can just do a Google Meet for them and or do like a Zoom call for them and then share your screen and run them through maybe the prototype and then everybody's on the same page. All right. So okay. So let's look into developing a collaborative workspace. So how many of us have been able to join the Figma file? How many of us have been able to join the Figma file? Awesome. So let me share my screen so I can just show everyone how collaboration works. Can we all see my screen? Okay, so can you see how everybody's is showing literally? I can see Jayola, I can see Deborah, I can see Monsura. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name well. I can see everybody and then you can you can create a circle, you can create everything. So now let me try something. Let me spotlight me so everybody moves with me. So I'm waiting for you guys to join my spotlight. I didn't tell you to edit it though. I just told you to come online. So let me leave this here. So if you're following me now, I can come here. I can create maybe another frame, and then I can write the words, my name is Shikemi. I didn't tell you people to edit this thing. So now, as I've written my name here, you guys are following me as I'm moving. That's if you're actually in the spotlight. And then also, I can tell someone that, okay, Jayola, change this hello, this is to trials collaboration to hi, my name is Jayola. Can you do that? And I don't know if she heard that. If she didn't, someone else can pick that up. Then also I can maybe spotlight her. I can come here, look for Jayola, and whatever she does or wherever she goes, I can click on it. So let me click on a random person just to show you. So wherever Mary does or wherever Mary goes, I can see what's happening. I think there's Precious. That's Precious. So now as I click on that, I go directly to where Precious is and stuff like that. So also, there's also this where if you click the hashtag, I can say, hello, are we together? So how you do this is literally by pressing the /. So this is what the / looks like. This is literally what the /. So can we all press on our / and type something? Just press on it. You don't have to do anything. There's so much chaos. I didn't tell you people to do anything. No, I just told you to come online. But can we click on / and then type something? I can't see anyone doing that. Nice work, Mary. Hi, Mary. So this is another way of collaboration. Another way is if I go to comments, I can comment this part and say, stop writing. And then I could tag someone. Let me see who is here. I could say maybe Abimbola. And then Abimbola will be notified to stop writing. And then everyone too can come on to comment and see. Just press on C. If you press on C, you see all your comments here. And then you can add, you can reply. So when you click on that, you can see, okay, this is where the person drew. And then you can also reply that, okay, I have seen. So that's another way. And then maybe if you have resolved, I have seen, let me just type this. So, or maybe Abimbola, if you're online, come and comment on this before I resolve it. So let me create another comment. Hi, Facility. Hi, Mabel. Hi, Mabel. Hi, Christiana. This is so much happening. So yeah, so now if you resolve this, you can edit your comments. You can do, thank you for letting me. So you can edit your comments. You can mark as read, okay, I've seen it. So you can mark as read, okay, I've seen it. You can copy it. You can copy your comments. Maybe you want to send to somebody else. So if someone, maybe on WhatsApp or on Slack, you can come and tell them that, okay, I've seen this comment though, and then you just copy the link. When you copy the link, let me just show you. It literally copies the link. So with this link now, if they click on this link, they'll be drawn to the comments. And then finally, another settings in comments is maybe I see hi now, and then hi is saying, or my Rosemary is probably saying, can you change this for me? And I've changed it. I can just click here to resolve, and then it will disappear from the comments. So literally, I think that those are like the basics we need to know. You can sort your comments, you can search for comments, you can perform actions like hide your comments or look for mentions and replies and things like that. So that's just an overview. So let's go back to class. I mean, all of us are just coming here to play. Let's go back to class. So I hope we enjoy that short demonstration. It's not this chaotic. Honestly, like I don't know how large the team is, but there are probably just like 2 or 3 people, or worst case like 10 people that will be online at the same time. Especially if you're working remotely, there'll probably just be like 2 3 people. So it's not this chaotic, to be super honest. So yeah, I don't know how you people went to go and do what I did not send you to do. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. So let's come back to class. So please, let's come back to class. So let me continue with what I'm saying. So how do we now develop a collaborative workspace? How do we develop a collaborative workspace? So first, you need to set clear roles. Everybody needs to know what they are doing. Not one person is doing development, that same person is doing design, and that like it could cause confusion and overlap. Because imagine maybe motion there's a motion designer on the group, and there's a motion designer on the group, and there is a maybe an interaction designer, there's a normal UI UX designer or a UI designer. So if the UI designer is now saying, oh, because I have knowledge of motion design and I have knowledge of graphic design apart from UI UX, let me be the motion designer, let me do motion without consulting the motion designer, let me do, and probably I'm not as good in motion design as the motion designer, obviously, even if I have knowledge of it. Or it's trying to say, okay, let me do graphic design, let me do everything. So when it now comes to the review and they're like, oh yeah, who did this, or how let's add more work to it, the person is not like, how can I do everything? And there's a motion designer. So to prevent those type of issues, because it could have just been clear that UI focus on UI, motion focus on motion, UI don't go and start doing your motion, don't go and start doing UI's work, UI don't go and start doing motion's work. Both of you are supposed to work together, not you carrying it. Because if you say, okay, I want to do everything, you might not do well, and then when you have more work, it's difficult for you to meet the deadlines if you are just stayed within your niche. So it's better to set clear rules from the beginning. Then there should be open communication, foster open communication. Not that everywhere is too strict, nobody can say anything, or the leader will be the one that will say everything. So you want a case where um there's an environment where everybody's comfortable sharing their ideas. And then it's not that they'll share ideas, you not shut them down that your idea doesn't make sense, or who sent you, or you think you're smart. Like, don't have an environment that people talk like that or say those type of things. Have an environment where people are comfortable sharing and they're like, oh, okay, this makes sense, or okay, we've heard everybody's idea, and let's do a vote on whose idea we should take. That's better than just shutting down everybody's idea. And if you take a vote and you're like, okay, why did you choose this idea? Do you have any reasons? And then they will explain that, okay, I chose it for so so and so. That makes more sense than just shutting down ideas. And even at the end of the day, instead of going with one person's idea, you may end up merging everybody's idea together and getting the perfect result. Then also have regular check-ins, schedule consistent meetings. So if it's okay, every day we're going to be meeting by 6 p.m. to have a feedback meeting, or every day we're going to be meeting by, let's say, 12 p.m. to have a feedback meeting. Don't say today is 12, tomorrow is 1, tomorrow is 6. Like, let them know that, okay, whatever I'm doing, if I want to do overnight, if I want to do morning, I know I'm having a meeting with my teammates by 12 p.m. and nothing is coming in. I can create time for that. There's no I come late or I'm not available, I'm available. Like, you can just stick to that routine, and then it's easy to like come together and actually have these collaborations and communication. Then also have spaces. So come to work every day office or come a hybrid office, let it be like a conference room or a brainstorming room or a breakout room, or somewhere all everybody can just come. Even if it's like if someone's office, that somewhere everybody can just come and, okay, sit down, let's talk. um let's break what is going on down, and then we can proceed from there. And if it's a virtual space, that's the same thing. So schedule meetings, probably add it to the people that invited calendar. Let's be consistent, and um the platforms just replicate whatever happens physically online, whatever discussion you need to have, the same way you what's the word now, you regulate the meetings, that everybody should be respectful, everybody should speak nicely, nobody's idea is rubbish, that type of thing. Is the same way physically and virtually, and have room for it, and do it consistently, so that over time people can even learn how to research, or learn how, like, open their mind to new things and expect it. So it's not something new to them, it's not something where they'll be shy and they won't say anything. So things like that. All right, so now I'm moving on to communication. So before we go on, I'm seeing questions like, if you didn't understand the chaotic collaboration, you can watch the YouTube video again to have a better view and understanding. Then maybe before I go on, do we have any questions concerning collaboration? Do we have any questions concerning collaboration? Okay, so you want me to take the Figma stuff again? All right, so for collaboration, there are different platforms you can use. But one platform you most likely use a lot of times is Figma. So the first thing that happened, let me just use this to explain so that everybody's on the same page. I don't think I can do practically again because these people I don't know. But first, when you come on, you see who is online with you. Like, their mouse shows on Figma and their name beside their mouse, which you could see on the Figma page. So I don't know if you are still there, people are still there. You can see their name beside their mouse. Okay. And then it's real time. So as they're moving, you can see where they are moving to. Then when you click on their icon or their name in the top right, you can actually follow them as they are moving. So you don't have to start moving your mouse and chasing them. You can literally just click on it, and it's called Spotlight. And then wherever they go on that Figma file, even though they go to a different page, you're following them, you're seeing what they're doing. And then that helps because if you're on a call, I even forgot to show you the call sections at the top right beside the name. There's like this headsets, literally headsets headset icon. When you click on that, you can have a voice call in real time, or you could be on Google Meet or on WhatsApp, anywhere, and then just spotlight the person, and then you're following them wherever, and then probably they are presenting to you or explaining the application to you. So you get to see from their point of view. And if you also want to point out something to them, you can also spotlight yourself, and then people can join and then follow you as you're presenting to them. So that's one thing. Then I also looked at comments. So you can comment normally, you can draw around the area you're commenting. And then when you comment, you can edit your comments, you can copy the link of the comment and send to someone. Although on Figma, by default, when you comment on something, everybody on the team is notified that, okay, comment has been dropped. And then if you comment and then maybe like mention someone, how you mention someone, just put at in front of their name, you mention them, they would get the notifications basically that, okay, you mentioned them to come and check something out. It's not just a comment for everybody. So like that, the person can actually track down to what you're commenting on and take action on it. Then you can copy the link. If you copy the link and maybe send to someone on Slack or Google or wherever, once they click on that link, they'll be taken directly to the comment. And if it's a Figma file where they have access to, definitely wherever platform, they'll just be able to see what it is. Then on comments too, you can mark as resolved. So maybe as you have resolved it, maybe you can reply it and let it be, and it can be a thread, like people replying, commenting. You can also click on the tick. That tick means you have resolved it, so there's no need for this comment to be here anymore. And then when you resolve it, it disappears. Then you can mark as read and unread, which maybe you want to come back to it. You have read it though, but you want to come back to it. So you see the notification that, okay, you have not read it, and you can go back to it. Then you can also sort. So when you sort, you can sort what is read, what is not read, and other things. Were you mentioned, were you not mentioned, replies and things like that. So you can also search through comments. So, and then there's one other feature too where you can type in real time. So to type in real time is the forward slash. If you just click on the forward slash on your keyboard. I think on some keyboard is like question mark and a forward slash. So if you just click on the forward slash, the same way you click on maybe Control C, Control V is a shortcut. So when you click on the forward slash, it brings out like this message box. Okay, and that message box is where you can now type that you can now type hello, or what should I do, or what do you do, what did you do, I'm not completely clear. So that's like a real-time communication. The forward slash, that's what Mary NSC put in the chat box. So if you click on that, you can just type directly. And or if you want to practice, maybe practice with people that are on the group, since you might not have someone on Figma. The link is just in the chat, but just scroll up, you see the link, or the first, or our coordinators will help us put the link again on the chat. So you can just go and just see how it is to chat with someone else, or comment someone else, or create a comment, or maybe have a call, things like that. So those are basically what you can do. Then are there any other collaboration? On FigJam is completely different. FigJam, you can put sticker, you can put emoji, you can put reaction. There are other, like FigJam, there are different collaboration techniques in that one. But for Figma, those are like the basic. If there's any other one, it's up to you. And then also if someone is following, you can maybe do the traditional, maybe type on a box or something, but they've already corrected that with the forward slash. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if I'm missing any other type of presentation. Then definitely, if you now want to maybe run someone through the prototype, you can maybe share your screen on Google Meet and walk through your prototype for them, and then they can see it. Or you can send the link of the prototype. So at the top right, you can see share. So in share, you can send a link of the prototype, and then whoever receives it can walk through the app by themselves because you have already linked it beforehand, and they get to see, okay, this is how the app works, this is what this button does. And even in the prototype view, you can still comment that, oh, this view, do something about it, or this button, change the color, or do, like, you can even still comment. Apart from you can comment in the wireframe view, you can comment in the prototype view. So that's another way for collaboration. Okay, so what's the responsibility of a motion designer? This is where you create motion graphics. What's motion graphics? How do I explain this? So cartoons, when you anything that moves, but something you are designing to move. So this is not literally, this is not under UI UX. This is like will I say under design in itself. So how do I explain this? So maybe motion graphics, you have elements. I know we in the first class we talked about 2D, 3D. So you can use 2D elements to tell a story. So I'm sure we've probably seen all these CUDA advertisements, or we've seen all these advertisements where there's a voiceover and there's a cartoon that is talking, or there's a voiceover and there's like moving plane, or there's moving sky, or there's moving, I don't know, the phone app itself is swiping. Nobody is swiping, it's swiping by itself. So these things are done by a motion graphics person, and the platform they use is most likely After Effects or maybe Premiere Pro, or mostly After Effects too. So that's not even like a Figma thing. Although if you do have knowledge about motion graphics or how motion works, you can actually apply those things in your prototypes. So this is where you could even have like a floating cloud on Figma, or you could have like I don't know, like a pop-up, but it won't just pop up, it will pop up in a way, or you could have like a name and then there's a gradient moving inside that name. Obviously, you use that, you use component sets to create that, like you create a component and then you link it and stuff. So you could apply your motion knowledge in it. So I think UX is an amazing platform. So wherever you're coming with graphic design, you can find something you can do. If you're coming from sound design, you can find something you can do in UX, because in UX there's actually sound design. Because you've noticed, like Apple, when you plug your phone, there's a sound. It's part of the experience. When you click on something that it has gone, I don't know how many of you use GT app. You know, when money comes in, there's actually that like coin sound. That's another sound design inside motion, like inside UI UX design. So there's sound design there. Um, yeah. So basically that. So wherever you're coming from, there's expression. So that's what a motion designer does. It does motion, literally. It does motion graphics, or motion, creates motion designs literally. So what's the difference between a product designer and a website designer? So a website designer, so it depends now. Website designer could be okay. Oh, let me not confuse you further, because I wanted to say literally creates websites, but um one could be, we could even fit them into like, okay, they can code a website to life, but then they could literally also use WordPress or Wix or all these platforms to create a website. So they're creating a website, they might not necessarily code. They can use maybe Elementor or WordPress to create a website, and you have your website that works perfectly and you're good to go. There's also maybe they literally code the website, HTML, CSS, you have your website and you're good to go. A product designer can design a website, especially if the website is a product, which is most likely is a product, a digital product, because it's maybe linking to a service or linking to a, like, make a purchase or giving information about a brand, which will still have a call to action like communicate or something. So yeah. And then you can say a website designer is someone that makes website, but basically I think it's more of people that make websites, like um using WordPress, and then also maybe coding it. But then if you say coding, that can still fall under front end and back end. So I'll just leave it as people that create websites and might not necessarily code those websites. Okay. You didn't get how to do that forward slash thingy and do that comment thing stuff on Figma. Okay, so I'll low-key advise you to rewatch this class, but to do forward slash thingy, all you literally need to do is click on forward slash while you're on Figma, and then to bring out like a pop-up of a search bar, and then you type, and then whoever is online can see what you type, especially if you are close to like their mouse, because you can see their mouse with their name beside it. So if you click on your forward slash, you can type in real time, and it stays for like 30 seconds and it disappears. So it doesn't stay forever. If you want something that will stay forever, it's best to use a comment than the forward slash thingy. Then the comment thing, click on C. You can click on C, or at the bottom, you know where the tools are at the bottom, you can click on comment. So there's the comment icon. It looks like a, this comic and how they used to put all those message box. So that's the icon they use for comments at the bottom navigation for Figma. So you can click on that and then you can see your comments. You can make a comment, or you can click on C, just literally C, not Control C. Or Control C is copy, Command C is copy. But if you click on C alone, your comment tab will come up, and then your mouse will change to the comment icon, and then you can make a comment. You can draw where you want to comment on, or you can just click somewhere and just comment at that point, or you can view comments in the right bar. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, so maybe before I move on, we've kind of gone on our break. So do we have any other questions you want me to look at? Or you want me to answer rather? Break time. Still want break. Okay. But do we have any questions though? Let me just address that. Okay. All right, so without any questions, we'll be going on our break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about communication and we'll have our big announcement, we'll have our quiz, and we'll call it an awesome night. Thank you. And if there's time, we never know, we might still be able to do another, hopefully not chaotic practical. So thank you very much. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so I have another idea for the collaboration. I want about four of us, the first four people to drop their email in the chat box. We'll have our one session and then I'll share my screen. So the first four people to drop their email address in the chat box, I'll use that for another presentation so we can understand how collaboration works, even if it's just a little bit. All right, so I mean it's on. First four people to drop their email. If network, I'm so sorry for, but first four people to drop their email, I would add them to another Figma file, and then I'll just use that to present how collaboration works. Email, not username. Email. Okay. So while that's on, let me start on what communication is. So here is the deal. I'll teach communication. I'll do another practical. We'll have a quiz and I'll make the announcement. Is that good for all of us? So please drop your email address and then we'll continue. All right, so let's continue. So do any of us want to help us with what communication is? What do you understand by communication? I mean, even this collaboration I've been teaching like since the beginning of class, um, I've been mentioning communication. So do you understand what communication is? Do you have an idea of what communication is? Comment section is silent though. So do any of us know what communication is? Yes, exchanging message with people. All right, that's good, Jemima. Who else wants to attempt? The process of passing an information through various media. For product design is sharing ideas. Okay, good. That's good. All right, so let's go on. Let's dive right in. All right, so what's communication? Communication in design refers to the clear exchange of ideas, feedback, and information between designers, stakeholders, and users to ensure that the designs align with the perfect goal. So, why do we communicate in design, or why do we even communicate at all? It's important apart from normal communication, which is if you say something, whatever you say has to be understood by who you are saying it to, and then when they understand it, they can reply, and you should be able to understand that reply. So I think that's the most basic way to define what communication is. But in design, we can say, or we can look at it as the clear exchange of ideas, feedback, and information between designers. So between all your stakeholders, literally. So the people you are working with, people that are influenced by the product or will be influenced by the product or are influencing the product, to ensure that the design aligns with the project goals, the user's needs, the business objectives, and it ensures that everyone that is involved understand what is being designed. And then when there's like effective communication, we can then have effective collaboration. Okay. All right. Yes, communication is the act of sharing ideas, thoughts, or information from one person to another that's clear and understood. Thank you, Mabel. All right. So now we understand what communication is, but what are communication skills? Is it just, oh, talk? And I mean, we don't have to think twice about it, or deliberately talk and maybe even strategically talk as well. I hope you all can hear me. I don't know if there's a background now, is where I am. Yeah, so communication is not just about talking, it's about being deliberate on how you pass messages across. So we'll be looking at a few communication skills that can help us in design and even in real life as well. All right. So first, we're looking at active listening. Yes, active listening is a type of communication because it's not just hearing. It's not just okay, I heard you. It's a case where I understand, what you said, and then I'm also validating what you said. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm looking at you. I'm not distracted. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not okay, maybe writing is allowed, but I'm not like distracted. I'm actually looking at you. I'm actually listening to what you're saying. So that's active listening. And then even up onto the point where I can go as far as, okay, let me paraphrase what you said. So to be sure that I actually captured everything that has been said. So take, for example, maybe I'm talking to a client and it's like, oh, I want to build, let's use WhatsApp. I want to build WhatsApp. I want something that sends messages. And then me, I'm like, okay, all right, I've heard you want to build something that sends messages. What type of messages? So this is me like hearing, understanding, and still asking so I can understand more. Because to him, I feel like, oh, I've told her everything. But for me, I need to understand what type of messages. I need to know, okay, who are you even sending messages to? I need to know in what way these messages will be sent. So is it maybe in a hospital where the doctor is sending message to the nurse or to the optician or surgeon? Is it that type of sending message, or is it a message from maybe a normal person to maybe his mom, dad, or sibling, or anyone around the world? So I need to actually understand what you mean by you want an application that sends messages. So, and then I can paraphrase. So maybe after the client explains everything, I can paraphrase, okay, the app you want is one that can send video, audio, message like text, pictures, stickers to another person. It's not like, oh yes, so that's like active listening. Like I didn't just hear what he said, I actually tried my best to understand what was said. So that's for active listening. The next one we'll look at is presenting ideas. So when you present your idea, structure your presentation, outline the problem, the solution. Don't just pour everything like they're even trying to differentiate different parts of the information you're passing across. Like let it be clear. Let it be clear, okay, this is the problem we're solving, this is the solution we're presenting, these are the benefits of this solution. And then also, so I don't be bored, you can actually use storytelling. You can also use images, you can also use infographics. I might touch on that more later on. So use infographics. Infographics is like maybe using a bar chart or a pie chart. You're using charts to represent your information. You can use pictures to represent your information. You can use storytelling. I think to an extent, I try to use stories to communicate so that we have a better understanding of what I talk about. So I try to use pictures. I try to use stories. Maybe I'll talk about this company, or I'll just use an example so that we can visualize what is happening. So those help in presentations as well, because not everybody is tech savvy. Not everybody understand. Like if you're not collaborating with the legal team now, they might not know what wireframe means. They might not know what prototype means. They just know compliance. I don't want any message from CBN. Your app has to obey so and so rule or so and so policy. That's their own business. So if you don't come and you're trying to, I'm a boss, and start saying wireframe, prototype, they're like, clients, so like, what are you saying? So it's best to use pictures, use infographics, use storytelling, tell stories, try to bring it down to their level so they understand that, okay, oh, this is what you mean, oh, this is what this page does, or this is how myself I can even navigate and understand what's happening here. So that's when it comes to presentation. So when you're communicating, you need to know who you're maybe if it's just a communication between designers, you don't have problem. You can say as many as you want, can be technical, you can everything, they understand. But if you're talking with stakeholders, you're talking with other members of the team, you have to be considerate, you have to be able to communicate, you have to be able to present so that everybody understands what's happening. So that's for presenting ideas. Then also feedback technique. So we have what we call the sandwich approach. And I don't know if how many of us may have heard of it or may have seen it. So just to simplify, I'll still get onto that. So what's feedback technique? Literally how you take feedback. Now it's not just you giving feedback, it's also how you collect feedback. Not that they'll tell you, excuse me, this design is not good, and you're, hey, do you know how many hours do you, but the design is not good and you're not listening to understand why it's not good or how it didn't maybe solve the problem. You have to be patient. You have to actively listen that, okay, what is wrong? What didn't I, is it something I didn't cover? Is it a flow I didn't cover? You have to be able to understand, you have to be able to understand the feedback that was given to you, either from the user or from your stakeholder, from your orga or from your team lead. You need to be able to understand the feedback and accept it and say, okay, thank you, I'll look at it, or explain that, okay, um the reason why I used this was this, but can we come to a compromise, or is there another flow we can look into, things like that. So, and then also now, so bringing us back to the sandwich approach, that's giving feedback. So you need to be able to give good feedback when you're communicating. So you can start with a positive feedback, address the areas for improvement, and end with positive remarks. So that's literally the sandwich approach. The sandwich approach is come with, this is good, I like this direction, we did well. And then you can now go with, you did well, but do you want to look at maybe a different shape for this button, or do you want to look at a different approach to solve this problem? And then you can now end with, oh, I really love how you went about this. So far, once you address that problem, I'm sure this app is perfect. It's better than, who sent you to go and do this? What is this? I don't understand this. Please remove it. Please change it. I don't like the shape of this button. Have you seen this button before? Like, it's not turned to insult and everything. Like, that can kill someone's morale or even like make someone uninterested in doing a better job. And then also there's the case of maybe you're like, oh, I don't like it, and you end it there, which is could be very frustrating, especially when working with clients. They'll just say, oh, I don't like it. And you're like, what don't you like? I don't like it, I don't like it. And you're like, do I need to redesign? Is it a page? Is it something? Is it something I did? Is it something I said? So you need to be able to give good feedback, even as you receive feedback. Well, try to give constructive feedback. And a very much recommended approach is the sandwich approach. I think I explained more, like I gave an example there. So look at an example of a sandwich approach, which is start with something positive. I won't say go with a negative, but more like a feedback that not everyone might like, and then you can now end it with another positive. So like you're putting the negative between two positives. So that's literally the sandwich, the negative between two positive. So an example could be, oh, your design has great color choices. However, the design layouts could be more user friendly. Overall, I can see you putting a lot of thought into it. So that's a very good sandwich example. So your design has great color choices. However, the layouts could be more user friendly overall. I can see you put a lot of thought into it. So let's move on to tailoring communication. Tailoring communication. So now when it comes to literally tailoring, like putting together communication when you're trying to talk to somebody, adjust your language. I think I mentioned that before. So technical and non-technical, like you need to adopt your style. If you are talking to technical people, you can use your technical terms. If you are talking to your teammates, use all the technical terms you want. If you are talking to non-technical people, you have to adapt. You just have to, like, communication is when the person you're talking to understands. So if the person you're talking to does not understand, that's not communication. You're just speaking. It's just like someone speaking a different language. I don't understand, maybe I don't understand Chinese. So no matter, no, if you say that Chinese slow, if you say it fast, if you say it's up, like I do not understand. I'm sorry. So that's literally how it is. So if you're talking to a technical team, you can use your technical terms. If you're talking to a non-technical teams, please try as much to explain in layman terms, like use simple English. Try to, even if you can use a story or if you can use pictures, like how I try to use architecture to explain product design. So that's a way that can be done. So this is literally just about adjusting your language and approach based on your audience background to ensure clarity. And when it comes to communication, that was in the previous slide, it's all about clarity and alignment. So it's not just clarity, also alignment, like, okay, everybody understands, and then is it in line with what we're creating? So those are the two things when it comes to communication in design. So, and then Use simple language when explaining design content concepts to stakeholders that are unfamiliar with design jargon. So that just buttress what has been said before. Use simple words, use simple language, things like that. Then the next one is using visuals. So that's what I was talking about for infographics. So visuals can also support, so be it graph, be it actual picture, be it a video, be it a maybe a GIF animation, be it even animation, so they understand send and everything. So now communication too, apart from to your mates, there's also communication in like your work as a designer. So maybe before I finish this, let me just buttress a bit. So there's also communication in your work. When you're communicating with your users, it's not the time to start saying, maybe you want them to send. You now take Shakespeare, like send it down to your able recipients. They'll be so like they'll not even finish reading before they've left your app. So use simple words like send. Use simple words like apply. Use simple words like copy. You don't have to say take a visual and save to your drive. You can literally just say copy. So it's not just about communicating with your team, it's also comes down to communicating with your members, communicate to your users rather. So that's another important side to it. So yeah, and then also using visuals. I think we've talked about this when we're talking about UI. You can use icons, you can use images, you can use maybe lottie animations to communicate beyond just words. So in corporate, so basically using visuals support your message, especially for complex concepts. Then infographics can effectively communicate data-driven design decisions. All right, so this is the summary. This is summary of the class. So collaboration and communication are essential for successful design projects. Collaboration and communication are essential for successful design projects, and utilizing the right tools and techniques can enhance team effectiveness. These are not just skills, they're essential practices that drive successful design outcomes. So to summarize everything just said, it's important to collaborate. You can't be a lone ranger when you're working on a project. You literally cannot be a lone ranger. You have to work with everyone that should be involved in that project. And then you need to communicate, because it's not just about working together, it's about effectively working together. You need to communicate, you need to talk, you need to receive feedback, talk to your users, receive feedback. That's your whole user research, user testing and everything, usability testing and everything. You need to get feedback, you need to talk to them. With your members, with your teammates, you need to talk to them, you need to collaborate with them. So that's the summary. And then to do this, you need to use the right tools as well. And then also, at the end of the day, you can be sure to have a successful design outcome. All right, so next is our quiz. So I don't know which should come first, the practical or the quiz. So I think maybe we should just round off with the quiz, then we'll do the practical, and then we'll just do the practical again, and then I'll give the announcement. Or I know quiz, a lot of us used to drop off after, so maybe I should do the practical before I do the quiz. So now first for people to drop their email address. I've not seen anybody drop their email address. So is your email address I'll use to add it to the new Figma, then I'll share my screen for the entire class. Or which do you prefer? Do you prefer the quiz first before this thing? Then I want to do something different. I don't think I've ever shared my quiz in this class. So I want to try that. Let's even see, for people that watch again, let's even see what the quiz has or what shows in the quiz. If you have sent it before, I can't see it though. Send it again. The first 4 people to send their email. Send it again. Only the first 4. I'm not taking more than this thing. Are you sending it inside the chat box? Or you're sending? I don't know where you're sending it. Not comments. Okay, you guys sent the comments. All right, so I'll pick from here then. I'll pick from here. All right, so I'm seeing everyone wants us to start with the quiz first. So I've seen emails I can use. This has been taken down or taking notes of rather. So I'll add you to the Figma and at the end of the quiz. So since everybody's excited to have the quiz, let us start joining. So you know the drill. Go to slido.com, slido.com. If you go there, you can put in the ID, or you can go to bit.ly test6, or you can scan the QR code. So whichever means you choose, and let's start. There are about 5 questions. So, and I mean, if you listened, you would have a breeze. So let's start joining and then we'll get started. Let's start joining. I've seen the emails, so I'll add the first four. If you are not added, I'm so sorry. So I'll add the first four to the other Figma. Then the people I'm adding, I hope you're online, so that there won't be any case of actually wants us to try out collaboration. So people that drop their mails, check your email to see if you have received an invitation, then accept the invitation. I hope we're all joining this Slido file. Okay, if you've joined, then I'm starting the quiz. Remember, I'm starting the quiz. There's no back front. It's a timed live quiz, so we all need to be on par with it. So the first question has come in. Let's start answering. Morenike and Titi are supposed to be taking the quiz. Okay, I think we've all answered. So let's move on to the next question. So the question was, what is collaborative design? It is a process where multiple stakeholders work together throughout the design. Like, everybody got it. I am impressed. So it's not a process where only one designer works alone. It's not a method to create individual portfolios. A process where multiple stakeholders work together throughout the design lifecycle. The next question is up. So let me just share my screen for people that can't see. Okay, it's gonna lock in 20 seconds. Some people missed some of these questions. About five more people to vote. Okay, so the question is which of the following is a key principle of collaborative design? Involves users early and often. Why would you even choose ignoring user feedback? It is what you collaborate, you have to accept user feedback and either work on it or see how it can be moved into implementation. It's also not working in isolation from other designers. But most importantly, a key principle in collaborative design is involving users early and often. Okay, so next question. I think this is a very simple question. All of us have almost finished answering it. If you're invited to this Figma, please come online. Please accept invitation. I'll have to invite somebody else. Okay, let's all answer. It's a very, very simple question. And people have invited, please just be calm. Don't move anything till I instruct you to. All right, so this will soon finish. The answer is not showing now. Oh, it's showing the poll. Okay. It's just showing what most people this thing selected, which could influence the answer. So I'll probably remove this. Alright, so what's an effective tool for real-time design collaboration? It's not Microsoft Word, it's not PowerPoint, it's obviously Figma. It's definitely Figma. Microsoft Word, although I don't know. I think there's actually a collaboration in Microsoft Word, but yeah, product designer, what are you doing on Microsoft Word? So probably Microsoft Word, if it was used for maybe the design requirements, you could comment there, but you can't have real-time collaboration like someone to what's the word now? Someone can in real probably won't see. Okay, you can actually have real time, but it's not for UI UX design. It's for maybe texts, or maybe you're going through something, or you want to leave a comment for someone, or you're seeing someone edit something. I think that's the limit with Microsoft Word, unless they're like more updates. So the next question and the final question. This is a very simple question. Okay, there's still one more question left. No, I don't mean Microsoft Teams or Microsoft Word, like Docs, good like the Google Docs we used then, which was Microsoft Word. So I think this one after 1 minute because we're spending a lot of time here. We still want to do practical. So when we're down to 60 seconds, then I'll stop it. All right. So the answer to an effective communication skill, or a communication skill that is essential, is active listening. It's not, definitely not speaking without feedback, and it's definitely not writing long reports. Oh, so I think the last question. Sorry, don't worry, it's still on. Please join the quiz again. So I'm going to the last one now. Just wait. The last one is going to show shortly. Okay. So the last question. Don't worry, go back or the poll is still on. So if you had 4/5, if you get this question, that means 5/5 for you. Reload, refresh, you'll see the question. Amazing. So we're already seeing our scores. So just to let's let a few people vote. I think there's been a lot of network issues. All right. So I'm just waiting till the timer runs out. All right, so we'll be jumping into our collaboration after this. You can still use the first page for practical, but this one I'll just use it to show what how collaboration works. Just to recap on what was said before. All right. So in final, this is the answer. So, what type of workspace encourages teamwork and product and creativity? Definitely a collaborative workspace designed for interaction, not a remote workspace with no communication skills or a traditional cubicule layout. So, thank you all. Let's see your scores. Oh, I say a lot of 5/5, 4/5, 1/5. Please tell me it's network. Oh, but I see a lot of 5/5. Great work, great work, great work. I think our top scorer here is Akim Bodewa Oluwadarasimi Joy. Nice work. I love that. You're our winner in the shortest time sprint, a bit time time used. All right, so now I'm going to be sharing my screen for the collaboration. So people that are on the Figma, please, I need your cooperation. Okay, I need your cooperation to make this as simple as possible. So can everyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? All right, so let me just bring this out here so I can see myself. All right. So first, when it comes to collaboration, when there are more than one person on a file, you get to see them, like their mouse as they are moving. Like see Blessing now, as Blessing is moving, we get to see her move. We get to see her name and her mouse. So that's one way we can see collaboration. So you can see other team members on the team. That's the first basic thing. Now, another thing is I can spotlight, let's say now I can Peace now. So Peace, I'm going to spotlight you. So I'll need you to just move around and maybe create a square that is far away from this box. Okay. So now I'll just go here. I see me in the top right. I'll click the drop down to look for Peace. I've seen Peace. Clicking on her means I'm spotlighting her. You can see the top following Peace, Chiamaka, and then I can stop. So Peace, just be moving around wherever you move to so that I can follow you. You can zoom out, you can zoom in. Are you there? Peace, try zooming out, try zooming in. Or should I let me follow Titilope? At least Titilope is moving. So Titilope, zoom out, zoom in, just move around. So even if I go to like this side, when I click on Titilope, my mouse almost automatically finds her and sees what she's doing. And as she goes up, as she goes down, it follows her. If she zooms out and zooms in, it follows her. So that's another way. Then I can say, oh yeah, everybody spotlights me. So literally when you click on your name in the top right, you see the option spotlight me. And then I can click on spotlight and then waiting for followers. So as many people that join, wherever I move and however I move, they will see it. So now I have one follower. So whoever joined now, I have two followers. Wherever I move, they move with me. So that way I can present that, okay, I didn't say move anything. No, you guys stop. Wherever I move, I can say, okay, look at this square. This square has so, so, and so. Titi Lopez, stop editing now. Control Z everything back. So I can just do a presentation and say, okay, this is a square, this is the next presentation, this is the next presentation. So wherever I move, I can make a live presentation and then I can stop the spotlight. Then here, this, can you see this microphone icon? If I click on it now, it's literally starting a call, but it's paid for. So you can talk through audio. So you can literally like have a call, and on the call, everybody that joins the call, they can hear my voice even as I'm presenting and moving. So they can be on the call and they can spotlight me, and then however I move, they'll like move live, that kind of thing. Then also I wanted to talk about comments. You can also share like a file. You can share the link for someone to come in and comment. So now let's go into comments. At the bottom navigation, you can see this comment icon. This is one I was talking about, comment icon. If you click on it, you can see the comments bar at the top, at the right hand side. So if I now put a comment like, oh, change this box to blue, then let me assign that to Blessing. So to assign it to someone, just put at and then you have the list of people on the team, and then I can select Blessing and send, and then Blessing, it becomes a comment that Blessing can see and reply to. So other things now is when I'm writing something, I can add an emoji, I can mention someone, I can put an image, then I can edit. If I'm the one that puts something there, I can edit. I can react to someone's message, like maybe is a life can tell me to do something like that. I can edit it. Then if I want to maybe share to someone or maybe WhatsApp or something, I can literally copy the link. See, if you click on the three dots, you have the copy link. So if you copy the link, if you send to someone, let me just show you an example. So if you click on that link, you actually get taken, like you put it in your browser, you get taken to that exact point in the Figma file. Then what else? When it comes to comments, then okay, great job. So now I've seen it. So she can now reply, oh yeah, Blessing, reply the comment and say I've done it. Reply the comment and say I've done it. So how do you go to comment? At the bottom, you click on comment, and then why did you remove it? Click on comment, and then you click on my name or the comment that is there, and literally just reply I've done it. Okay. Then if I want this comment to go, I can delete the thread. I can mark as unread. Okay, I want to come back to it. Then also, okay, great work, great work. So now I can delete this comment that is not needed. And then since it has been resolved, instead of it just showing there, then now another person can come on this file and see the conversation between me and Blessing. Another person can come on this file, see the conversation between me and Blessing. And if it has been resolved, maybe we've gone through the whole process, I'll just click on this tick and it disappears, like comment goes away, it has been resolved. Or I could hide it or whatever. And then you can search through hidden comments, like you want to hide comments. Oh, sorry. Hide comments is to literally hide comments and go back to your design panel or prototype panel. Then you can mark, like sort, do you want the read, unread, date, and all those things. Current page, there are different pages on Figma, so you can have multiple pages, but this is the page we're on. Then what else? So also you can share when you prototype as well. I don't know if that page will show, but let me see if I can do a preview. Okay, it won't show. But then in the prototype view, you can also comment, and maybe your stakeholder can comment or you yourself can comment, things like that. Then what else? So I think that's it. So that's how you can collaborate. You can collaborate on a call, you can see them in real time. Okay, the last one, the /. So you can put hello, and then Joy Ibrahim can see me saying hello. It will vanish like after like 30 seconds, and she herself can reply. So even far away, they can see what I wrote there. If you zoom in, if you zoom out, it's there. If I move here, so it's only someone. It's only if my mouse, you can see my mouse is close to Blessing mouse, that Blessing can see what I'm typing, or if Blessing is spotlighting me, that she can see what I'm typing. But if that's not the case, she won't see what I'm typing. And this is like a real-time short conversation, and there's like a limit. So after you get to that limit, like now I've reached the limit, I can't type more than this. I have to like delete and type again. So that's for this one, and that all you have to click is /, and it will come up. So that's it for collaboration on Figma, like basic collaboration on Figma. So I hope we all understand now. I believe it was recorded, so we can always just go back and rewatch. So with that being said, I think it's time for me to give the big announcement. All right, so if you all remember, what's the word now? When we started this class, we said that there will be a practical, and we're going to be working on our own projects. So the time has come, drum roll. So I believe we've all been grouped. If you have not been grouped, you will be grouped. We have 12 groups. So in those 12 groups, each of you or each group is going to be working on a project. A case where 4 out of the 12 will work on the same project. So they actually 3 out of it. So there are actually 4 projects for 12 groups. So if you are the first group, maybe you have group 1 to 4. You guys have beautiful names. I said the list. If you are maybe group 1 to 4, you might work on food ordering app. Group 5 to maybe 8 will work on e-commerce sites. So it depends on the one you end up with. I don't know the group you end up in or the sites or the projects your group will work on. So depending on the group, you'll get your project. And the awesome part is you're not alone. Definitely, you have your group members to help you out. So whatever project you get, all of you have to walk through the UX section of it, the UI section of it, and then we're going to review all the group's presentation live. All of you have your representatives. We're going to review it live, and we're going to select a winner at the end of the day. So it's not just an assignment. So all those assignments will be submitted. This one, there's going to be a winner. There's going to be a winner because we're going to review live, and apart from reviewing live, behind the scenes, we're going to vote who the winner is. So we'll have first, second, third. I'm not saying anything after that one, but we'll have first, second, third winner. And I mean, it doesn't matter you're working on this project as a group. This is something you can share like this because it is a project you worked on. So regardless of, okay, I only did PowerPoint, which is part of it, or I only did survey, or I only did the wireframe, low fidelity wireframe, someone else did the high fidelity wireframe. So far, all of you collaborate and work on it together. I believe it's still your work. So it's a shared work. So it's something you can put in your portfolio and say, okay, this is something we worked on. We followed all the rules, and this is what we got. Like this was the end result. If you won, you can say we even won Ladies in Tech Africa competition, whatever, for product design. And I mean, I think that should give you an edge. So it shows, okay, you have experience. You have actually done these things, and it gives you an edge over people that don't even have anything at all for entry level jobs or for an internship. So I hope you're excited because it's going to be an awesome experience. And down to our second, there are no classes again this week till next week Monday, but you'll get information before Monday. So if you're not in a group, you'll see the group you are in, and also you see the projects your group is going to be working on. And don't worry, we love you guys. They are not crazy projects, and then we'll help you. We're here to help you. So if you have any questions, any of our meetings, just tell us that, oh, I don't understand, we're lost, we tried this flow but we're stuck. Talk to us. We're here. And if maybe you want to sort it before our next class, you can always reach out to any of the facilitators on LinkedIn. I know we try our best to engage as many people that post on LinkedIn or reach out to us on LinkedIn. Then also there'll be reviews and things like that, and we're with you the entire journey. So that's the first assignment. That's the first announcement. The second announcement, we're going to be having a guest. I'm sure you're used to all our faces, so you're going to be having a guest, and that guest is going to be talking about his or her experience. So I'm not saying who it is, if it's a man or it's a woman. His or her experience. The guest is going to be talking about his or her experience, how the journey has been for them, how they started from scratch, grass to grace. So you get to understand that, okay, anybody can actually do this thing. It's not as complicated as it looks. So we're going to be having a guest, and just maybe, you never know, we might have a guest to review your work too. So let's have something to show them, to impress. Okay, this is what we have been learning for the past like 2 months plus now. So I believe in all of you. Like, I'm rooting for you guys. So let's get to know our winners. I'm happy. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So those are the two major announcements. So with that being said, if you're not in a group, reach out to the facilitators. They would sort you out. Our next class is on Monday. So if you have any questions from this class about the project, just let us know. We have about 2 more minutes before the class comes to an end. Are we all good? Do we all understand? I think the second Figma trial, we understood it than the first time, right? I know some of us are having network issues, but you can always rewatch the class. So are we all good? Are we all clear? Do you understand everything about collaboration and communication? And please don't forget to take your attendance. Your attendance is very, very important. That cannot be oversaid. So, do we have any questions? Don't worry, if you're not being added to a group, don't stress about that. You will be added to your group because you're part of the class. So, and if you haven't truly, like, you can always reach out and we'll sort you out. All right. So, do we have any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Okay. Can one or two people just what's the word? Can one or two people just tell us what they've learned or what they want to say? I don't know what stood out to them in this class, or what has stood out to them even in the entire learning process. Would the grouping be by email? No. But you'll be informed. Don't worry. If you have not been grouped yet, you'll be informed. And it's collaborative. So it's not just your name. Like, you know who you are working with. You'll be in a WhatsApp group. So you can call, hello, you have not submitted wireframe. So everybody is together. That type of thing. So if you're not been grouped, you've been grouped. Do we have any? Can one or two people just tell us what they've learned today? Yes, so you can do a collaboration the way you have been taught today, or you can go the extra mile. But I believe all of us are designers, so that's the side to it. So now, note, you're not developing. No, you're not. I didn't send anybody to go and develop, unless maybe you want to work with another lady in another tech field that is learning development. Can I say, oh, maybe if they are having their own projects, can I say, oh, I'm doing UI UX, yeah, develop for me or something. But for this class, it's ending in product design. You're not developing anything, so it's just for you to do the assignment. Don't worry, there'll be clear steps, so you won't be confused. You know what to do, and I mean, we understand you're beginners, so it's straight to the point. Yeah, you can collect. I literally did this class on the free version of Figma. So I think the only thing standing out is that audio call, which I didn't know. So audio call is for the paid version, but the forward slash, the comments, the everything in comments, the forward slash, that one is on the free version. So even Spotlight is on the free version. So you're good to go. And then you can have Zoom calls, you can have Google Meet calls. It doesn't matter what you use. You can even have WhatsApp call and someone is spotlighting you on Figma. I literally had that earlier today, so that works. All right. So do we have any other questions? Class has ended. Or how do you invite people? The top right there's share. So you click on share and you put their email, or you just set the link that okay, you can edit, like whoever views this comes in through this link can edit or can view, and then you send that link to anybody. That's how you share. All right. Thank you, Damilola. I learned about the tools of collaboration. Thank you, Morenike. Thank you for your practical today. Thank you for everyone that helped you practical. Thank you for everybody on the first practical. Thank you for the quiz. Thank you, everyone. So I think it's a time where I wish you all an awesome time. Yeah. So if you have any other, you need any other thing, if you have any other thing, you can always look at the previous videos or you can reach out to us. So thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. So have a great night. Good night and God bless you.